See, if you're the Spurs player here, you can't fall asleep on your man. Look at him fall asleep on his man. You can see this space created because of that. See, if you were guarding right here and hadn't fallen asleep, you could angle this guard and force him to come this way so your drop coverage is this way. And now when Porzingis rolls here, I have backside help here and backside help here. But look what happens. So the drop coverage is run here. Well, this player can't leave the wing to take Porzingis because his man's open. So it's essentially a 2-on-1. Okay, so I guess Jakob Poeltl was expecting a switch was happening here. So did you call switch? Because if you didn't call switch, you can never assume someone's switching. Look at this. Jakob Poeltl is staying towards the ball. Even after this pass, he's staying towards the ball. He's expecting this player to go to Porzingis. So there was some miscommunication here. Okay, on this handoff here, stop. Well, it's a fake dribble handoff. It doesn't matter what it is. Just go through and meet Bradley Beal on the other side. When you go over like this, look. Now that Zach Collins has got to drop back here so that Bradley Beal's not wide open on this cut. So now Porzingis is open. You don't switch a down screen right here. Zach Collins has got to get attached to his man with his arms out so Bradley Beal can't curl. He has to go out, and this player has time to get over the screen. Look at this. You give this player no player to get over the top of the screen because Bradley Beal curls. So that forces a late switch, which means now Kristaps Porzingis is going to be wide open under the basket for this tap-in. You don't guard above the three-point line away from the ball. Stay underneath Bradley Beal. If he comes off a handoff here, you're just going under and through anyways. Look at this. You're all the way above the three-point line for no reason. So look what Bradley Beal does. He gets you leaning towards the handoff, and he's going to refuse it and be wide open. Okay, so if you're Jeremy Sochan, just rotate to the ball. Don't get your hands up trying to deflect a pass you have no chance at deflecting. So this ball's getting thrown here. Stop getting your hands in the air. Just drop right now. Immediately drop so you're in a defensive stance. So if Bradley Beal comes this way, you're just casually going with him. Okay, but look at Jeremy Sochan. Not rotating the ball. So as Bradley Beal comes this way, you're late. So now you got to sprint over here, and yet again Bradley Beal gets you leaning towards a handoff, and yet again he's able to now just get right in the lane for two. It's a horrible switch. What is the Spurs player doing? If you are switching this screen, you need to get up, ready to guard. This player gets underneath now. Is this player ready to guard this player coming off the ball screen? No. So Stanley Johnson does, look at him angling Avdia this way, okay? So if you're the Spurs player, you need to come over and drop. Don't worry about Taj Gibson. You have backside help right here, right there, okay? But that's just terrible. What is Jakob Poeltl doing? You're guarding Kyle Kuzma, so as he comes this way, you need to stay with him. Look at Jakob Poeltl. Why did he just stop there? Like, what are you doing? Again, Jakob Poeltl's got to step up here. So what does his guard need to do? You got to force him here. So Jakob Poeltl can step up. By the way, we have a gap defender right here. Okay, so now when Taj Gibson rolls, Jakob Poeltl doesn't have to worry about it because I got backside help here, backside help here. But as you can see, what's going on now is Jakob Poeltl's got to stay back because there's no backside help right here for Taj Gibson. Okay, this is an obvious mismatch. Zach Collins guarding Bradley Beal on the perimeter. And the Spurs know this because they have a man here doubling, and this player's heavily in the gap. So if you're Zach Collins, the only way you get beat is playing off. Get up and force Bradley Beal here, or get up and force Bradley Beal into this double team right here. But you do the one thing you can't do. Okay, so you're in this drop coverage off this ball screen. So Zach Collins is guarding Bradley Beal right now. Okay, that's what happens. So if you're Zach Collins, you must stay with Bradley Beal. Look at Zach Collins stopping. So now look, now you have no chance. You're not in a defensive stance. You're not guarding. God. Okay, there is 4 seconds on the game clock. All right? If you're the Spurs player, you can guard Bradley Beal full court, but you got to keep him in front of you. So back up as he's coming this way. Look at this Spurs player. He doesn't back up anymore. So that happened unbelievably. What is Jeremy Sochan doing here? Your man doesn't set... You're attached to your man, which is like what happens a lot when someone slips it and scores, is that they're not attached to their man. You are. So look at this. You're attached to your man. He's going to slip this. So you need to go with him. Like what? What? This is a pointless double team by this player in the weak side corner right here. First of all, I don't know why you're doubling, but Jakob Poeltl's coming in to help, okay? You can't just leave your man in the corner. Cannot lean towards the screen and gamble. Look at the Spurs players doing both of those things. What is Keita Bates-Diop doing here? Why is he calling out for a switch? There's nothing happening. Nothing. Just stay with your man. Like, you're calling out for a pointless switch that doesn't even happen. Okay, so this Spurs player is clearly expecting a switch. One problem, Stanley Johnson clearly hasn't called for a switch. You can't just assume someone's switching, okay? Because look what happens here. No one's called for a switch, clearly. Yet look at these two Spurs players collapsing on the ball. Like, that's what happened. Why does the Spurs player have a foot in the paint? I don't get out and guard. Like, you don't need to be this far in. Second of all, because this player's in this gap right here. So you should be out here. Like, what? Look at this. Because you're... Because you were in the paint for no reason. Okay, we got a turnover right here. Okay, this Spurs player must sprint over towards the ball. These Spurs trailers will get to these secondary Wizards options. But look at this Spurs player. Is that sprinting? Hardly. Again, it is the effort level with the Spurs. Turnover. You're Malachi Bradham. Get back and sprint. Look at this. What are you doing? If you're Zach Collins and you want to guard the ball here, as this player comes up to the three-point line, you need to be coming with him aggressively. Look at this. This is not your walking. So look at this. You're still trying to get up towards the ball as this player's about to go downhill. So what does that mean? That means you have no chance of guarding and you're flying the other way. You have to have backside help. Stop. This player has to be sliding in. Okay, if a skip pass is made, it's an easy X out. This player goes here. This player comes up. If you don't have backside help, this is a 2-on-1. Okay, that's cool. Zach Collins wants to switch. So, I'm sorry. If you're Zach Collins, you don't switch by being in the paint. Get up and guard. Like, look at... That's your defense? This is on Keita Bates-Diop here. When you get back, you need to be getting back to a body. So right here, clearly, all these other Wizards players are occupied. So look at when we get to see Keita Bates-Diop again. Why is he coming down the middle as opposed to sprinting here? What is Doug McDermott doing? Get your hands off of this Wizards player. And then why are you also leaning this way too? Like all of that, you can't slide your feet. Look at this. God. What is Keita Bates-Diop doing here? His man's not in the picture. So if this screen is coming, I can just slide here and I'll be meeting this play. Like, what is going on right now? Can't do it. You can see Jeremy Sohan here leaning towards the screen. Watch it. Look at him lean that way. Boom. You're going to get beat the other way every single time.